Welcome to the Richmond Film Network podcast, your all-access pass to the world of independent cinema. Each week, we go beyond the credits and sit down with the creatives who turn vision into reality. Tune in weekly to find out who's on the RFN pod.
Welcome to the Richmond Film Network podcast, where we spotlight the filmmakers shaping the independent film scene. I'm Alina McMahon, and today we are talking with Julian Hershman. Julian, welcome to the show. I hear you're a senior at Maggie L. Walker Governor's School, and you're already making short films. Can you tell our listeners what Fly Away is about?
Well, yes, I am a senior and I made this during the summer. It's kind of about ideas, the process of losing the idea and finding it again, and just how it goes through your imagination, and then the end product of kind of letting it go, letting it create itself, and then see where the final idea will come to us. It's the
Yeah,
whole creative process.
yeah. So you just made it this past summer?
Yeah.
Wow. And I noticed you're the star of it. Can you tell me a little more just about the process, like the idea to the execution?
Well, I've kind of always wanted to do acting, and so I figure since it's the whole thing of in order to get a job, you have to have prior experience. In order to have prior experience, you have to have gotten a job.
Hmm.
So, um, so I kind of saw that as like, why not expand my acting portfolio while growing my filmmaking skills, because I enjoy that too. And so that was kind of the very, very base idea, was I want to make a short film to be in, so I can use that, and then also experiment with cinematography and the whole filmmaking process. And so I kind of just wanted to think about what's inspiring, and that's where the idea came from. So yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So did you make it like all yourself? Like, are you a total one-man show, or did you have any crew?
I did do it myself
Oh,
with with a tripod. Um Maybe over a couple of days of filming, and then it was just leisurely editing, because I can't remember exactly, but I was lifeguarding at the time, so I don't remember how many shifts I had and all of that, but I do remember being pretty free during the day, so it was just like, I don't want to do it today, I'll do it tomorrow, and then I go out and do that, come back, and then just do it at my own pace. So yeah.
yeah. That that's so impressive that you were able to do that all
Thank
by
you.
yourself. So do you have like prior experience? Is this your total first time ever picking up a camera? Like, what's your background?
Well, I do have a photography background along with filmmaking. I don't know, I think it was actually because I needed headshots for acting, so I thought I should take some. I don't have $400 to go, get some headshots done, and so I wanted to learn photography, and my mom had a camera that we used for a trip back like 8 years ago, and so I used that for a while, and then once I kind of figured I was proficient enough with that and wanted to start doing video things, that's when I got my own camera. Um, so yeah, photography background, and then this was the first experiment with all the lighting, and I watched a lot of videos on YouTube and all of that, and seeing how cinematography works. And so yeah, it was pretty much just a big experiment that went well, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, no, it definitely is. You're still in high school, and this is genuinely really good. Like, I'm
Well,
no
thank
like
you.
expert, but I have seen a lot of people's first films, and it's hard, really. You're very talented. But okay, now I have to ask, how did you get the origami crane to fly? That
Well,
seemed very professional to me.
well, I was going through the ideas like, do I hold it by a string? But then, like, how are you gonna get it to flap? So I downloaded Blender. Have you heard of
Hmm.
Blender?
I
Yeah.
have.
So I looked up how to model a crane, and I found a video on how to emulate moths flying around a light source. And so I modeled an origami crane and then used that tutorial to find how to do the wings, how to rig that, and then just tried to match the lighting in Blender with what the lighting was in the shot, and then did a rendering of the bird with like a transparent background, and then just put that on the live shot, and then kind of did all the adjustments to make it blend in with all the lighting and um,
That's
saturation and all of that.
yeah, that's so cool. Like I feel like you're talking about this so casually, but like this is hard stuff like that you're doing. It's really
It was
impressive.
thanks. It took some, trial and error, a lot of that.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And so like backing up a little bit, like so the whole concept of it being about the origami crane feels like it's very imaginative and also like kind of emotional. So what
Mhm.
sparked this inspiration? Like where did this specific idea come from?
Well, maybe like 13 years ago, I had a pretty big obsession with origami. And I mean, I would do it a lot, and we had a few trash bags full of all the all of that just in our basement. And so I I thought there's so many complicated versions of creativity. What is the simplest idea of that? And I thought taking a piece of paper and folding it to make something that people recognize. That's a
Hmm.
very concrete and kind of a simple idea, and I used to enjoy it a lot. And so that was the base of the crane idea. Because and then I figured, do I do like a dragon? Do I do a swan? Something a bit more sophisticated, I guess. And then I just came to the decision, like a crane. Everyone has seen an origami crane, so I wanted to keep the simple level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's super recognizable. Even if you've never done origami, you know what the origami crane looks
Right, right,
like.
right.
I love that. That's like it was a young foray into creativity for you,
Yeah,
and now it's kind of full
yeah.
circle. So also the general tone of the film feels kind of calm, but also a bit mysterious. So
hmm
how did you approach the mood and the pacing in such a short, compact runtime?
I'm kind of always into the moody sort of tone. And so honestly, I think it was part of being at home alone during summer. Not like alone all the time, but just like not at school.
Mm.
So it's like when you wake up at 11 a.m., as I did this morning, and all the lights are off, but like there's natural light shining in. It just feels very calm and serene, but sort of moody. And so I just wanted to keep that, I guess. And it also, I thought it matched the woods aspect. It's just very natural and a lot of, yeah, just nothing overbearing. So,
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna mention the color scheme is really beautiful. Like it is very cohesive from indoor, outdoor. Also, there's a point in the movie where the boy take several pills. What's the story behind that? Is there a specific meaning, anything specific that the viewer should be taking away, or are you leaving that open to interpretation?
I kind of hoped the whole thing would be open to interpretation, but there have been a couple questions about like the pills. And there are two sides to that. I think one, I mean, I just take, medication. And
Hmm.
so it's like it kind of gives a view into daily life, I guess, because I know a lot
Yeah.
of people just take medication and all of that. So I wanted to keep a real look, I guess. So it's like
Hmm.
wake up, take medication. That's how it goes for a lot of people. And then the other side, where it's, feel free to think about it, is that maybe the pills were what created the illusion of the bird, or,
Hmm.
sparked the imagination, or all of that. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
that
it
was when
could.
I watched, that was kind of what I was picking up on
Right.
too. I just wasn't sure if that was intentional or
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So you're balancing all this while still in high school. What do you like to focus on in school? And has it influenced your filmmaking?
Well, oh goodness, school is it's difficult to.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've always had curiosity for every subject, but my school is very high expectations for every subject. It's like you should put 100% into every class, but then that's like, well, that's 800%. So how does
Right.
that work? Um, and and so it's been pretty stressful, to the point where I don't really put any focus on one certain thing. I kind of just try to maintain all of it. And so I would say it's impacted filmmaking, not in a direct way, just in a way that's like taught me how to time manage, and how to maintain stress, or maintain lack of stress, and all of that. And so, especially thinking about colleges and all of that, it's like they want to see dedication to one subject, but they also want to see that you have kept good standards for each subject. And so I think that lesson has been the most impactful on my outside of school things like filmmaking, is that um just keeping the standards for all of it, and making sure that you can manage it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. You're a senior in high school. I was extra blown away because of like you're young, but also like I remember my first semester of senior year in high school, like the
Mhm.
classes I was taking, like all AP classes and applying to college. And
Right.
so you're doing that plus this.
It's so much. It's so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's very impressive. And once you get through
Right.
this, everything else will be way easier. I can tell you that from
Right.
experience.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that very much. I just
Yeah,
cannot
yeah. So
hold
are
on.
you applying to acting programs or like what's kind of your hopes for your next steps?
Hmm. I'm doing more film production. I
Mm,
think it's wherever I end up going, I think I will want to continue the acting and all of that, auditioning. And since it's mostly, there's so much virtual auditioning now, it can be anywhere. Um, but I think the film production side is a bit more wide range. And so if I get if acting doesn't work out, I'll still have a bit more of a wide range of skills, whether it's cinematography, or directing, or screenwriting, or all of that. But there are a lot of schools in LA and surrounding areas that I'm going for. So depending on where I
awesome.
get in, and where, they give financial support and
Hmm.
all of that, that's yeah, but I'm hoping to go out there.
All right. Yeah, best of luck. LA is so much fun.
Thank you.
Um,
Hmm.
so also was wondering about if any of your teachers or classmates, friends, parents, anyone helped out on this or gave you feedback on the project?
Not during the process, just in the aftermath, I guess, figuring out, because when I create something, I tend to not feel that great about it. And
Mm.
so this was like, I mean, I didn't expect to have any sort of reception. Putting it on YouTube was a very, it was like, okay, I did it. I might as well just put it up there.
Yeah.
People don't have to like it or anything. I don't need to be offended. And so I think that's where the support came from, is like people telling me like it's okay to be proud of something you made and all of that. So yeah, during the process, I would say it was kind of a lot more of just, figuring out things, experimenting on my own, but it was nice to have people around me who were kind of validating and supporting, I guess, and,
Yeah.
you know, helping my confidence.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Well, you should definitely be very confident. Um,
Thank you.
of course. And that's part of the process too. Um,
Yeah.
so building off of that, is there anything that the most surprising or unexpected thing that you learned while making Fly Away?
Mm, honestly, I think sound might be a big lesson I learned, was how important sound is, because obviously this does not have dialogue, and there's a lot of sensory, sensory elements that you can really accentuate in terms of sound. And so whether it's the pills opening or the wood cracking when you stand up from the bed, or like the sheets ruffling, there's so much that can contribute to the tone, that can contribute to the narrative and all of that, even without dialogue. And I didn't go into it thinking, okay, I'm going to do so much sound design and all of that. But as I was going through it, it's like, okay, this needs something more. And the visuals here, there's, what more can I do but create the sound world, I guess. And so that's a pretty big lesson I learned. And so I'm going to try to do that on future projects, is go into it thinking of how important sound design is.
Yeah, and sound is also really hard, like to get right.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
that was another thing. So you did all the sound mixing, editing yourself. Did you record your own sound for those sound effects, or?
I think it was a mix, like the ones that were a bit more niche, I guess, sounds like the wood creaking and the pill bottle opening and all of that. That was recorded here, but then things like crickets and birds chirping, I think that was from Epidemic Sound, and then the music was also from Epidemic Sound. Yeah.
Awesome. And so when you say here, you, I assume, shot it at your house, or where was the
Oh,
shot?
yeah, just in my room. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so can you describe the process of like directing yourself, especially if it sounds like you did this from the point of view of wanting more acting work, right?
Mhm.
So how did you go about directing yourself?
Yeah. Well, I think starting with a script and then just marking that up helps. So, like, the cues and all of that. And so I had a starting point. And then when, when you do a take and then look back at it, it might not be what you wanted. And so I would look at what I thought was cringe, or what I thought just
Mhm,
didn't look right, and then try to adjust it. Um and I think at some point, if you've done so many takes and it hasn't improved, you kind of just have to say like, okay, this is good enough. I'm gonna move on. And so
mhm,
that was probably the biggest challenge, is thinking like, this is good enough, I can move on. And what helped is just thinking I can always go back and reshoot it if I don't like the performance, if I don't like whatever. So it was a lot of self-talk,
mhm.
to direct and all of that, but I think it's just picturing yourself from a viewer standpoint, and then thinking of what you can adjust, retaking, and knowing when to, when to move on.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure that that was something that you learned during the
Mhm.
process, right? Yeah. Um, that totally makes sense, battling with the perfectionism.
Right, right.
Now I'm curious about which filmmakers or films most inspire you.
Ooh, oh goodness,
Loaded question.
it is. I mean, I watch a lot of wide range of movies, so I would say drama is my favorite genre. But I mean, La La Land is also such a huge. I went through a pretty big obsession with that movie, and obviously that has some drama aspects, but it's not. It's a musical, but Damien Chazelle, because I look a lot at movies for the acting performances,
Well, tell
but
me about those too.
yeah, I mean, La La Land, I really loved, and that led me to Emma Stone stuff, and obviously recently she's been doing a lot more weird work, sort
Hmm.
of. Um, and so with Poor Things, All Kinds of Kindness, there's a lot of, I don't know, I like watching the weird movies because you see the director's thought process and all of that. Um, and and that helps because it's encouraging to know that your thought process might be a little bit weird, but you can still execute it
Hmm.
in a good way. Um, yeah, I also really like Bones and All. Have
Yeah,
you seen that?
yeah. I have seen
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
and I think I watched it twice in a row, like once
Really?
one night and once the next night, because there was just so much in it. I really liked the low tone and cinematography, performances, and sound design. I mean, that's why we watch movies obviously for a variety of reasons, but you can
Yeah,
really break down all of them into the different elements, and that was a really cool one to break down. It's just like going through and thinking, wow, that was a great shot, or that was cool how they, I don't know, matched that sound to the whatever.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, those are the ones that pop recently into my head, but obviously there are so many of.
Obviously, there's tons more, and there's always going to be more movies to watch as
Right.
well. It sounds like we have very similar tastes.
Yeah.
So, is there one specific movie or a couple that made you be like, okay, I want to make my own. I want to tell a story.
I've kind of done filmmaking for a long time, like taking my parents' phones and making movie trailers and stuff, like
Hmm.
10 years ago. And so I kind of,
You've
from
always
that
known.
early age, kind of didn't have that much, consumption of inspiration, I guess. And so every movie I watched became inspiration. So I would say I wanted to be a filmmaker early on when I didn't have that much coming into my head. It was kind of
Hmm.
just experimentation. But then it was as I begun to watch more movies, it's
Yeah, it's developed
more
over time, kind of thing.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, totally. So, we've kind of already touched on this, but
Mhm.
when you imagine your future in film, where do you see yourself in like 10 years? Writing, directing, acting.
Mhm.
I assume you're going to say acting, but I'd love to hear if you have anything more to add.
I would say in 10 years I would like to be in Los Angeles.
Hmm.
Um, since I visited also this past summer and I really, really loved it. But I think I would want to be acting in my own films maybe a little
Hmm.
more. I think because I really do like the whole process of behind the camera too, not just in front of it. And so I think I would want to I know it's like it's a cliche answer to say I want to do it all, but like it really all interests me. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would like to take whatever jobs I can get, whether it's screenwriting or, just being a PA. But the dream would be to write something and then direct it and have
And
myself in lead
star.
roles. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. People do that. First example comes to my mind is Lena Dunham in Girls,
Yeah.
HBO
Yeah.
Girls. That's her show. And
Sure.
Rachel Sennett even, she's got a new show coming out. Like people definitely do it.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Yeah.
um, if you could collaborate with any filmmaker or actor, who would it be and why?
Mm. I think Timothée Chalamet,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. I think he's just so good at just fully changing identity, I guess. And
Yeah.
I mean, whether I was acting with him or directing him, both would be extremely intimidating. But I think um I just want to see that process. Yeah, because obviously when the product comes out, it's like, wow, that's very impressive. That's very inspiring. But I want to see what goes on, in between the cut, because I feel like that might be even more inspiring.
That's a great point. Yeah, I agree. I'm a big fan of him too. You could learn so much as an actor, as a director, as everything. Just like you said, he's
Hmm.
very talented. Okay, we're gonna do a lightning round. So just go with your gut.
Okay.
Answer as fast as you can. What is the first movie that you remember really loving?
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
All right. Favorite scene from any movie ever?
Um, I think the scene from Puss in Boots where he hits her in the head with a guitar and then they start, or that's when they were dance fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good one. If you could remake any movie from the past, which one would you want to take on?
There's so many I just wouldn't want to touch because they're
Like,
perfect. Um, I think Causeway. Have you heard of Causeway?
I
It's
have, yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, all right, interesting. Um, and what's one piece of advice that you'd give to other young filmmakers who just want to start?
Um, I think just start. It, just like go for
Best
it.
advice.
Yeah, just take anything you think is cool or anything you're interested in that can become an idea, which can become a story. Anything can serve as inspiration. And so I would say come up with an idea and then just make it, even if it's not great. Like, you know, everyone starts somewhere. I'm still in my starting phase. And so, yeah, I would say just go
Definitely.
for it and don't think too hard about it because that's where you can get into your head.
Yeah. All right, I have one more question that just popped into my mind. So, what was like your earliest stage of this process like the writing process? Like you mentioned a script, but there's no dialogue. So, how'd you go
Mm.
about that, developing that, writing it?
I think it started in my notes app, and that happens a lot. It's kind of where the ideas, if you're
Yeah.
laying in bed and something pops into your head, you just go get your phone and put it in there. And then I mean now I use like another platform that helps with script writing, but I think this one was just Google Docs. I kind of tried to format it how I thought a script would look. It's probably
Hmm.
incorrect, but I want it to feel cool and,
Yeah, courier
more
font.
industry. Right, exactly. And so Google Docs, and then it's just taking the little paragraph you wrote in your notes app and expanding on it, giving the little the details that, might help with shooting. And then I don't think I made a shot list or anything, but because it's such a visual thing, every description in the document kind of informed what the shot would be and helped the vision I already had in my head. So yeah, notes to docs, I think was this
Notes
one.
to docs. Did you have like a name for the boy that you used, or did you just say the boy in the script?
I said boy.
Boy,
Yeah.
yeah. My final question is, where can our listeners watch Fly Away or just generally keep up with your future projects? Of course, they can come to RFN Indie Fest on November 15th and watch it.
On YouTube, after this event, I'll have Fly Away on there, and it's where I post most of my project. There's one project also from this past summer. It was a big summer, but that I haven't posted yet because of the reason I talked about earlier of like,
Mhm.
a
You
fear
need
of
a little
sort of
confidence boost.
right. So that's probably going to come on there at some point, but YouTube and then my website, there are a lot of links and stuff on there. So links to Instagram and IMDb. So it's julianhershman.com, and the hubs would be YouTube, but
YouTube.
my, my
Is
website,
it
I guess.
is it just your first and last name? All right. Well, Julian, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us, and
you. Of course.
congratulations on Fly Away. I am excited to have everyone see it at RFN Indie Fest. To our listeners and viewers, please follow the Richmond Film Network podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts to catch more conversations with independent filmmakers who are redefining what's possible on screen, just like Julian. Until next time, I'm Alina for the Richmond Film Network podcast.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Richmond Film Network podcast. Thanks to our guest and to you, our listeners, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. Tune in next week to see who's on the RFN pod. Until then, keep the cameras rolling.